Hey y'all, Mercy here, and today we're going to be diving back into Wreckfest 2 with the 8th content update. A lot has changed since I last covered the game all the way back in August with content update number 3, so I'm stoked to see where Wreckfest 2 is currently and where the game is headed. Before I dive in, if you enjoy what I do, consider liking the video and subscribing for more videos just like this one. Alright, so this is a lengthy list of changes, so I'm just going to be going straight down the list from top to bottom and focus on the bigger changes and kind of just touch on some of the smaller ones. First up, we have two new cars, the Bullet and the Jackal. The Bullet returns from the original game and is, without a doubt, a late 60s Dodge Charger. The Jackal, on the other hand, is another American classic, a little newer. It's a 93 Fox body Mustang. I don't know of many games that have this in it, but both cars look and sound really badass. I love them. And I know as the game ages, I'm going to be using these a ton. I used the Bullet in the first game all the time. I love American cars, so the more the merrier. They've also added a Scrapyard Waypoint race route, as well as a Savalac Sandpit Waypoint race route. So how Waypoint races work is that instead of having laps and a set course on the track, you just have a waypoint that shows up on the mini-map. And you can also see it in the game. But you're just trying to get to waypoint, and you're trying to get 10 waypoints down before everyone else. I have sort of a mixed opinion on waypoint races. There is a ideal route for the waypoint races, but you don't always know it. It's kind of something you have to learn and figure out as you go, or you can just kind of follow the other cars until you learn the track. It does usually result in some pretty chaotic wrecks, especially online, because people really don't know where to go. They've also added a mini-map to make this mode much better. Before the mini-map, it was very confusing where you had to go next, so I'm glad that this was added. And the waypoint races aren't my favorite still, but they can be fun at times. They've also added suicide race routes for Savalac Sandpit Short Circuit, Speedway Oval and its figure 8 layout, as well as the UK Banger Dirt Oval and its figure 8 layout. Now, I enjoy suicide races way more than the waypoint ones. The suicide races work like one half of the field is going on the reverse layout of the track and the other half is going on the regular layout. And so you guys are constantly, you not only have to worry about the cars that are around you that are going the same way as you, but you have to worry about crashing into the other guys head on. These are so much fun. Honestly, I found them to be really difficult because it's hard to gauge where someone's gonna go. You want to be in the apex, you want to be as fast as you possibly can be, but, you kind of have to think that the guy coming the other direction is also going to want to hit the apex, so maybe you go around. This mode is much more about wreck avoidance than it is anything else, so I'm a big fan of these. I love them. They're very chaotic, tons of crashes, flips, all sorts of mess. And with that said, they've also added some new challenge events, and the one that I found to be the most difficult out of all of the new ones is this suicide race where you're on the oval. So with the oval, they've added these jumps on the track too, so again, you don't really know where the your opponents are going to be. You don't know where the opposing side, are they going to go high, are they going to go low? I've been hit head on low, I've been hit head on high, middle, it doesn't matter. So it's very touchy and it's something you kind of just have to play by ear. Now, they've also added some badges that you can level up on your profile, and each of these badges describes a different play style: race, crash, and madness. And each of these are leveled up through different actions performed offline and online. Here's my scorecard as of recording this video, so you can kind of see my overall level and each of my badge levels. Things like winning races, drifting, and placing high in races will level up your race score. Crashing other drivers and winning derbies levels up crash, and hitting big jumps and being ejected from your car levels up madness. As you can tell from my profile, I love to race. So not all of these badges have been added yet, so I'd expect to see a few more of these pop up over the next few updates or so. I would love to see some unlocks tied to these badges. Maybe a car or customization items, or maybe like some wheels, stickers, and maybe I could, show this player card online. Maybe I could see it. Maybe I don't mean just like I go to their profile and click and I can see it. I want to be able to actually like see it while I'm in the race. Maybe it's something that can show up on their license plate, or something that can maybe show up on the car, or like a sticker that goes on the car. I don't know. The possibilities there are endless, but I really want to know what kind of driver you are from the get-go. You know, I want to know if, you know, I should worry about you wrecking me or racing me hard or whatever it might be. So I just want to know what kind of driver I'm racing up against. One of the most requested features, tuning, was also added in a previous update that I didn't cover, but this update tweaks it in a way that I love. They've added quick tuning. Now, quick tuning is, it just simplifies the whole process. It makes it so you have sliders like the first game. Before this, the tuning was limited to like very in-depth type tuning, you know, changing toe angle, that sort of thing, adjusting brake balance. It was just like fine tuning. And for me, in a game like this, I don't really need a simulator style setup sheet. I just need simple sliders. I want to be able to just tweak my car, get it to a general baseline, and just go from there. I don't want to go in and, you know, shave off like additional time through the setups. If people are into that, I'm glad it's here for them, but I'm not really into it. Now, I know some people don't want to tune their cars at all, and I think they've heard out those people as well, because if you go to the leaderboards in the game for each track, you can actually install people's tunes directly from the leaderboards. So now you have an amazing tune that you know is fast, you know that, you know, someone put up this crazy time in it, and then it kind of teaches you how to drive better, you know, like you want to get as close to that time as possible. You know it's a good tune, and then you can kind of tweak it or whatever you want to do to make it more suitable to your, you know, your driving style. So I really like the flexibility here. Tuning isn't the only customization feature that Bugbear has added. They've also given us the ability to share our custom visual designs with other players. Though right now this involves dragging and dropping files into folders, and it's not as convenient as sharing tunes. They do mention in their changelog that they're going to improve this in the future. So personally, I didn't even bother to mess with this because, I don't know, it's a pain in the ass. It's silly. I would love to see Steam Workshop support be added to the game. I can see them do that. I don't know if they're going to implement crossplay in the future though, because I know that this game is going to get a console release at some point. So maybe they have some kind of in-game sharing system like they do with the tunes. So anyways, all other improvements to the game are related to online synchronization, audio improvements, and overall stability improvements. All of those are super important, no doubt, but they're really hard to show in a video. So instead, I'm going to close the video out with a full race in the Jackal on the new Speedway Figure 8 Suicide layout, completely clear of my commentary. Before I get into that though, I just wanted to say how far Wreckfest 2 is already. I mean, I'm just so insanely stoked to see the progress and where it's at just a year after its initial early access launch. I played a ton of the first game. I loved Wreckfest 1. I think I have 500 plus hours in it. I played the shit out of that game. Seeing Wreckfest 2 launch in the state that it did with how little content it had, it was disheartening. You know, I don't want to see people dislike this game because it really is a great game. It's a great foundation, and I'm so insanely excited to see where this game goes. I'm hopeful that the game continues to get updates. I'm hopeful that more people transition from the first Wreckfest to this one, and I'm hopeful that we see crossplay in the future when the console release does come out, and we can have better online races, more online races. But the game is already pretty active, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. Enough rambling. Before I go, huge shout out to my highest tier Patreon member, Arcade Racing Central, as well as all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are awesome. My name is Mercy, and as always, have a good one and enjoy the race. had a good run until the end there. That's really screwed me up.